I've got a special card trick for you. Deck of cards here. And the cards can be mixed by a spectator beforehand. Hopefully they do not turn into 52 pickup, but there are no guarantees. And just like so. Okay. Now, I take back the cards and I ask spectator, need your help. I'm going to go across the cards, and this is really important, and you'll see why later. Just every card, making sure there's no repeating cards, nothing on nature. I want to be extra fair. And I'm also going to need your help during this. You'll see why in a second. So I'm showing them the cards, every single card as we go across, and they doesn't seem to be really any particular order. And I'm going to, especially because they shuffled it. Sorry, I'm in presentation mode. Forgive me. And they can take any card they want. So I actually ask them, hey, you know what? And while you're at it, just take a card if you can. And let's say they take out the Queen of Spades face up. Okay? And they show it to all their friends, audience, and so everyone knows the card. And so I look away, and I go, I'm getting a premonition. Hold on. Getting a premonition. Don't tell me. Your card is like, it's like a black card. I'm getting premonition. And then they're starting to roll their eyes already. And you can still see the cards. Yes, it's still fair. Yeah. I'm getting another premonition. It's like a high card. Not like a 9 or 10. It's like a queen. Like the Queen of Spades. And then they go, oh brother, you know, that kind of thing. and then they drop back. I go, thank you, amazing. I know, thank you. But I said, we'll actually we'll actually use this card for our card trick, and I think it'll be quite amazing for this effect. So let me see. Do I have the correct cards to be able to do this? Yes. I think we can do this. Okay. Just yeah, we'll make it work. I'm like always worried because originally I used to have this card named, and it used to be a thought of card, but it's just easier if the card spectator selects it and you get the free gag. Now, anyways, so we have the card. Let's just say we dribble. So I'm gonna go like that. You just tell me when to stop. They say stop right here. Okay, or rather, I would say, stop these good looks. Great line, in my opinion. So yeah, just tell them to stop whenever. They say stop. Okay, they put their card back. Yes. Okay, and we lose it up inside the pack. Yay! We lost it inside the pack. And you can even give it. God, It's hot in California. I'm like sweating right now. It's crazy. I don't know if the camera can show it. Anyways, cards shuffled, and we'll even give it a bonus mix because we know the normal ways. You shuffled it like an overhand style shuffle earlier. I did like a riffle style, but let's take it even further if we can. So we're gonna actually shuffle the cards, if I can, in a Vegas style shuffle. Face up into face down, and believe it or not, they really go in together, and we get cards that are face to back, back to face, and cards that are even where are they? Back to back as an example. One example. Back to back. You got, So here's the crazy part. This is always the crazy part for me. If I was to try to pull out all the reverse cards and try to fix it, it'd take a while. It'd take a little while, like, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But, no crazy moves or anything. I just give it a wave over the pack. And if every card was to fix itself, that'd be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? And they go, yeah. Well, I'm not that good. But I can come close. I could actually spread the cards, and every card will fix itself. All except right at that point, the Queen of Spades. Which is pretty cool. But wait, hold on, there's more. Now right at that point, and you shuffle these, right? And they go, yeah. What's really crazy to me, for the Queen of Spades particularly, is that right at where it stopped, and where all the cards fix themselves, from the Queen of Spades, the rest of the cards are all red. I'm not sure if you can see this. Every single last one, all red. Every single last one. And all the cards on the other side are all black. And the spectator can even examine all this after. And I think it makes a pretty nice display. Don't you think? That said, I hope you enjoyed this. So that was Gag Triumph. It was originally just a gag routine. Like, it didn't even have an ending. And then I went further and created an ending for it. And used some Kotsia-ish techniques to get it possibly done. And I think it's pretty cool to be able to do it. Just has many benefits and quirks to it. I like it, so it's great. So, you do start out from a shuffle deck. And I should mention early on, so you know if this effect is right for you, you need to do a full deck cull via your favorite culling method. I use the Roadrunner Cull by Kotsia Kimlot. I cannot go into his method per se, but if you want to learn it, it is, in my opinion, one of the greatest sleights in all of Magic, and Kotsia's mastered it. He fooled Penn and Teller with it. Go get that DVD, okay? That's not sponsored, but I just really, really love it. And I haven't had to set up a deck of cards in many years because of it. So, getting that precursor out of the way for crediting, and Triumph, Divernon, you know, just the general credits. We do start from a shuffled deck. That's the great thing. So, shuffled deck of cards. It really is shuffled, as you can imagine. If you're going to do a full deck cull. And from here, we would want, or we kind of set it up, we start to mention it, and then we ideally want one card on top to set up for the full deck cull, and makes it the whole thing easier as we go through. So we do the full deck separation, okay? And as I'm doing it, I mentioned to lines, these are my original parts that I can talk about. As I'm doing the full deck cull, okay? I, say there's no order, nothing to that. This is just the way you shuffled it, which is a true statement. And then once we get to about halfway, or like a third to halfway, then I open the cards, I tilt down, because you don't want to flash all these cards below the cult we've culled so far. And you maybe want to add some cover. This is what Kotsia didn't talk about. This is a John Armstrong thing, where you can add cover by having one of the cards up jog to give more shade. And that is a good tip overall, which is just wonderful. Okay. So then we open up the deck of cards, and then we have the spectator select one. Again, they don't have to, you don't have to make it that obvious that this card's sticking out. You want it a little bit, just like a little bit of shade. And then we spread the cards so a spectator can select one. And let's say they choose the Ace of Diamonds. And I go, great choice. Memorize it, learn, love it, show it to the audience. That's like a normal card trick. People don't think, oh, he's going to find it or whatever. So they're not going off that assumption. And then going back into the gag of that assumption is hilarious for the spectator. So then I continue the culling. So let's see, where was I? Okay, so I'm continuing the cull, and they're showing it around to the audience, so it gives me more time to do the cull. Okay, and then I get down to the last, like, third, and then I pause. I can always pause and separate, tilt the cards down, and pause whenever, just to talk to spectators. You don't want to just be doing this the whole time. It'll look like something's going on, and even if you're trying to direct the spectators and continue to suggest it, it looks like something's going on. So I break, and then I joke, but I do initially stress the importance of the order. Okay, I stress it. I mention it for later. I make all my precursors so everyone gets it. Okay, I just don't want there to be confusion. I try to make it as clear as I possibly can. If there's any confusion, you can rewatch this section. Anything. I just try to make it clear. So then, so I continue culling, and I said, I would do the mentalist bit. I could even pause for like a good minute, and I could just stay in this position. I'm fine. I could show the cards. They're still mixed. These are separated, but I'm just chilling out. And I do the whole mentalist presentation. I'm getting a feeling of your card, and you could even jokingly stare at it. I'm getting a feeling of your card. It's like a red card. I don't know. Maybe a red card, and they're going, oh boy, because he's just going like a mentalist. It's so gag worthy. It's hilarious. It's like a red card. I could be wrong. It's like a red card. It could be like a high card. It's like, I almost feel like it's and then I snap fingers. Is it like the Ace of Diamonds? And they're like, oh, Joy, you found my card. And I go, thank you. It's so wacky and hilarious. You gotta love it. And then you just continue the call, and everyone's staring casually. It's like, okay, he's just continuing. He's gonna do something amazing eventually. Because I hope that's not the trick. Everyone's like, I hope it's not the trick. And everyone's rolling their eyes. It's funny. And so now we've gotten in the position after the call. And I said, don't worry, we'll do something with it. And lo and behold, I made one mistake. And it's alright to make mistakes. If you make one mistake, how I get out of it at the end of the spread, if there's 2 cards, whatever, I just say, and, hey, look, here's my favorite card, and yours. So that's the easy way I get out of it in that case. Anyway, so that one mistake aside, and I showed you an out. That's good that happened, so I can show you an out to that. So now what the positioning is, deck face up, red cards face down, black card on bottom. So all black cards, pretty much, red cards, and then 1 black card on bottom. Okay? And so what I do is I actually, what do I actually do? I didn't do in the performance, but because I was in such a rush. But because this is going to be the top card of all the black cards, what I do is I actually, as I'm going to cut this card, do a double undercut to cut this card to the top, I actually bend the corner and I bend it downwards, and it'll be, or sorry, upwards, like so. So I go from, take it right here, hopefully you guys can see it, and I bend it like so. Hopefully that's visible. Yeah. There you go. And I do this because I'm going to need a marker later. So I bend it and then cut it to the top, and I don't make a big deal about it. The bent corner is towards me, and we're all good. Okay? And I mentioned how we're going to do something amazing in just a second. And then the other part is me riffling, or I can, and I say, we'll do something amazing, don't worry about it. And so we do need to place the card back. So what I do is, at first I say, oh, we'll place the card back. And so after I've double undercut the card to the top, and so the bent card is on top, okay? And with the bent corner towards yourself. If it's not, then you can rotate it, just rotate it like this, and you got the bent corner towards yourself. And then I would mention casually to the audience, and you guys saw all the cards, it was fair, yes? And they go, yes. And I have all the card starts myself, and I casually spread, and this is all, now it's all just separated into all reds and all blacks, with the top card being a bent corner, having a bent corner. So I would do this towards the audience, and you saw the cards, as fair as possible. And they go, yes, yes. Okay? Which is funny, because now it's all separated. It's hilarious. And what I'm doing is I'm having it towards myself, but after I've done the display, I want to get between the separation of the reds and the blacks. And I've done the thing. Everyone's casual. I don't make a big deal. I'm very relaxed when I mention this, and everyone's like, whatever. No one considers anything. And as I square the cards, I'm going to get the fingers, and I'm going to push the top card, in this case the red card of this pile, I'm going to push it out, and as I'm so I'm going to eventually push it out, but first I want to get my hands over it like a biddle grip to give it the shade it needs. But essentially, I get it, and I'm sliding it out, and I'm going to do a Daryl crimp move. I can adjust it, need to be, you can adjust it however you want. You got the shade right here to do it. And then, I kind of did in performance, but this is the way it should be done. It's much easier this way. So I mentioned the comment casually, and then I bend this corner. And you could bend it however you want, but I just bend it right here, and we want it to go, actually we want it to go upward. Actually downward in this case. So we could actually get it, and then we push it with the going towards the face right here. We bend this corner going towards the face. So now we got 2 markers for both the top and bottom. So when we do the triumph, we don't have to look for the cards. We instantly got it, which is where we want to be. Okay, and again, the cards are separated into 2. There's 2 bent cards separated at the black cards and the red cards, and the whole deck is color separated. Okay, now we want to put their selection, and I'm all doing all this casual setup. It doesn't look like anything's happening, and now we're going to do a real trick while I've already set everything up. Okay, so now I go to spectator, and I want to put their selection, which happens to be a red card, on the top of the opposite packet, which is all the black cards. And right now, all the black cards are on top. Okay, so and I need to swing cut or dribble, whichever. Have the card replaced. I need to have the card replaced on top, but also make sure I'm being respectful of the other packet. So in one sense, you can use the breaks if you want, or you could also just do a swing cut, place on top, do a dribble, have the card replaced back because all the cards are color separated already. Place back, and then undercut. Now the situation might be different if the card they chose, so in this case it's a red card, but the deck is separated this way. I know someone's going to ask this question, but what if it's on the lower half where you need to put the card? Let's say it's a black card and the red cards are on bottom. Well, that's a great thing that we have the markers there, isn't it? So then we go find the marker wherever it is. Okay, I've already found it really fast, and then I just do a casual cut to it, and now I've got in the correct position, assuming, let's say it was a black card. And then now that I'm in the correct positioning, we don't even need to have a break or anything. We just do the same thing and then control to the top. But in this case and context, it is, and now I could just change to it really fast. I don't need to riffle through because of the markers, the crimp cards, which makes it a lot easier. If you're a perfectionist or have OCD about crimp corners, it might be a little more difficult for you to do this effect, but the corners really wiggle themselves out so easy. You don't have to worry about it. And how long do you really have packed cards? 2 to 3 weeks at most. I know Richard Turner goes through like 1 to 2 decks a day, and that guy is insane. Great performer, I will give him that. One of the best out there. Anyways, so we're in the position. Red cards, black cards. Okay, put the red card on top. You can just do a simple swing cut, show the card, pretend dribble, we get a break, double undercut, all the cards in the same exact position, and the card is on top. Okay? Now the real reason we have the marker, this is the other reason we have the marker, or the crimp card. Okay? I just call it marker, you can call it crimp card, you can call it whatever you want. We then say, I wanted to actually make it a little bit more insane, or difficult, or whatever you want to say about it. And then we separate at the reds and the black cards, right here. We can lift it up, we can set it down, and then we tilt the cards up. Now, the ultimate position we want to be in is having all these red cards. These are all black cards with their selection right here, okay? We want the cards right here to end up right here. You can maybe do a 0 or whichever shuffle you want. I tend to do my own Revo shuffle, which gets me there really fast and looks... Well, actually, no, I'm actually doing 0. Now that I think about it, I'm doing it like a style, like a Revo. It's like a Revo and a 0, kind of. It looks kind of sloppy, but that's the way I like it. So my Revo shuffle looks like this. I'm actually able to shuffle it and then control the cards like this. And I'm able to control all the cards in an exact position to I'm doing it. A 0 shuffle, at the end, it controls the card's exact position. So just think 0. If you know 0, just do a 0, okay? Riffle some, so for those who don't, riffle some cards off, riffle, shuffle, and then we're in this position, okay? You do not want to spread these cards, then you show that you've color separated them. No bueno. So you have to be more discreet in this triumph than others, okay? So... riffle off some cards, shuffle them, intertwine them, and then make sure that the top card is the selection, that it's face down, and that goes like that. And this is my style of doing it, okay? So don't hate on it. We push some cards right here, we shove it right here, so we got the cover for the separation, which is right here. Push it over, and I just lift out, pull everything up, and then it's just intertwined using the pinkies. So these fingers are like a dove kind of position. These 4 fingers, the first forefinger, middle finger, forefinger, middle finger, are covering the front so that people can't tell what's going on of the intertwining of the cards. My pinkies on the opposite ends are pushing the cards together. You can act like there's resistance. I didn't in my performance. I should have. You can act like they're just so hard because it's a little bit harder to get them together. You don't want to act like, ugh! But you want to act like there's some resistance. And if you were to normally shuffle cards, you get what I'm saying. And so after a shuffle, you could say the cards are really mixed. We are currently position checking this position. Black cards, face-up red cards, selection. Or, yes, selection. And this is on top of the reverse red cards. Okay? So, black cards, red cards, selection. Okay? Which is face down. And the red cards are face up. I'm not sure if you're able to see it because of the lighting, but hopefully you can see the cards, yeah? Okay, and then face down cards, yes? Okay. So then we do the usual triumph thing where we lift up upper half of the deck, show face to back, show cut from the lower half, back to face. And then as per se the usual, and if you relax and just look, you'll be able to see a natural separation, and you could just finger to it and you're like, oh, and I want to find one. And cards that are, and you find it. You can even take your time with it. I never make a big deal about it. They're like, people get it. And cards that are back to back. And, you know, they go, yeah, they're really mixed. And I'd be very casual how I put the cards back. So I lift up, I turn the cards up. So this is how I do the fixing of the cards. So I lift up at the back to back, show it, like, yeah, people get it. I act nonchalant. I'm doing this gesture. So after I've done this, then I take these cards in the reverse state and I turn it over like this. So go like this, do a gesture, whatever, and then put the cards back using middle finger like in this position, forefinger right here, thumb right here. I don't know how to describe this, but it just looks like this. Okay. So after doing like a frustration count display for people who know frustration, showing it and then putting it back in reverse position. And by doing so, you now have everything all set. All the if you check it out for yourself, all the cards are now fixed and the selection's right there, and you got the color separation. You're all set. And now it's just presentation building. You don't want to just go into it. You got to build it up. You want to display your hard work, and the presentation you put into it will give you more credit for your skill and make you look better. Not doing that, for all your hard work, you're not giving yourself enough credit. So, I would say, hey, if I was to fix all the cards, you know, it'd take like 25, 30 seconds. If I was to do it instantly, wouldn't that be crazy? Considering, you know, all the shuffle cards and everything, and they go, that'd be crazy. And then you can say it if you want, I'm not that good. But I could do something close. Optional, you can adjust it to your presentation. And then I said, check this out. I spread the cards, and from this angle, I know it's hard to see. I'm saying this for the explanation purposes, but normally spectators can look down and they go, whoa, and they would see all the cards separated, all except, and you can make a big deal about the separation. Well, I mean, I would just want to separate right here and then display their selection. Awesome. And then they assume the card trick's over. Yay, it's over, yay. But I say, hold on. You shuffle these, right? And I try to put this in the center if I can. You shuffle these, right? And they go, yeah. I pick up all the cards on the left-hand side. I turn it. I can show all the cards. And they say they see all black cards in this case. And then I can lay it over here. And this is probably ideal on how you would want to do it. I didn't do it in the performance, but you want to first display it like this, and then display it on the left. Then, and I would say, then this would be, and they see all of it, impossible. And this would be impossible. And then they see the whole deck color separate, and they're going, WTF? What the heck is going on? And it's a beautiful display. It looks nice. And then the spectators can examine everything, and then just, you know, they're like, wait, what? No. I shuffled these. And they're trying to recall it, and there's nothing to recall. The Cole took care of everything, and it's just a lovely, lovely triumph. And I guess I'll maybe give some credit to Kostya on, not aside from the Cole, he did some different versions of Triumph. I think Triumph is his favorite trick. I don't know. I would love to ask Kostya that. But indirectly, he inspired this version. And I just wanted a version that can have a lot of laughs, be fun. And then just when you actually take it a little bit seriously, or just having a little bit more serious fun with it, like from all the gags, then there's a magical effect. And this magical effect just blows minds like crazy. I think there's something to it. But that could be my opinion. I hope everyone enjoyed this effect. feel free to give a like. That would always help the channel. And if you haven't checked out this video or this video yet, definitely check them out. And I will see you in the next video.